Robby D and the lesser known.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 2 of Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. 2 weeks. Season 2 of Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. Welcome. Fantastic introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is by far the most monumental second season this show is ever going to have. We are packed with amazing guests. We are packed with amazing co-host, producer Will.
Woo!
There he is. And not only that, this season is even more special because we are going to have a little thing called video.
What? What's video?
That thing right there.
What's a video?
That video is allowing people at home to see us while we do this. I know you're saying, oh, it's a podcast. It's supposed to be just through the ears. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is going to be on YouTube. Be sure to search us at Robby D and the Lesser Knowns on YouTube. That way, if we make any visual reference jokes, you can get it. Yeah.
It'll still be on all the normal podcast stuff.
But if they're visual jokes, you won't get it. But if you get to go to watch it, it'll be there.
Well, also, you can see Robby D's party pants. Party pants. They are Kelly Green. Thank you.
That's good. I guess I should probably introduce our guest.
I guess.
Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest needs no introduction unless you don't know who she is. Her name is important, but it comes after her credits. You might have seen her in such amazing shows as Preacher. Also a show that just came out called The Purge. And another show that's called NDA, because we can't, you said I can't say anything, right? Okay, there's another show called NDA that she's in that, trust me, it's fantastic. And she's in that one. And one day we'll be able to talk about it. But when we can, we'll mention it. Amazing credits. The wonderful, the talented, the beautiful, the Saints fan, Kelly Murtagh.
That's me. Oh, I like this round of. Yeah, I see. I like what you're doing there, producer Will.
You're welcome.
See, that's a joke people at home wouldn't get unless they watched the video. He was just making clap.
Some jokes are just for the guests, though.
In a circle.
Well,
I feel so special.
Nothing is just for the guest, Will. We are hosts. In any case, Kelly is unique in the sense that she doesn't live in Los Angeles anymore. She calls New Orleans home base.
I call the other LA my home.
That's the
Louisiana.
The state letters of Louisiana are LA,
yes.
the mailing, the postal.
Yeah, the post is, yes.
The state
postal.
What is that called? The state postal
code, I believe.
Thing. Will?
Abbreviation.
Do we know what that is?
I will look up.
All right, please
He's
do.
gonna look that
or
up.
else it'll bug us all.
It's LA. If you're going to Rhode Island, if you're going to mail something, that would be RI.
Oh, Texas is TX, huh?
Yes, but not all states make sense.
No, they don't. Like
Florida's FL. What?
Loser.
Stupid. Right?
Florida, just say bless their hearts. Because, they're just, Oh, wait, guys. I have a present for you.
Well, this is a Robby D and Lesser Knowns first.
Can I?
Usually,
I just realized I forgot to give it to you. So I have been a longtime friend of Robby D's and a longtime fan of RDLK. And their unofficial sponsor, Taco Bell. And so this needs a preface. I just flew in today, and I could find no near Taco Bell, or I would have brought you Taco Bell. So then I said, cool, let's go to the grocery store, because at the New Orleans grocery stores, they carry Taco Bell branded things, like taco kits, sauces.
I've heard of this.
Chips. LA, get with the program. But anyway, this is your B team.
Well, don't tell me. Let me open it.
All right, you open it. This
Yay!
taco kit.
Well, you just told me what
Plus,
it was. All right, I'm opening now.
Okay, well, this is your present.
Old El Paso. This is outstanding. Quesadilla, our chili salsa con queso.
Con queso.
Chips and some. Is that gum?
Oh wait, that's mine. I forgot it.
Indian giver.
We can share.
We can
share. It's all good.
Well,
but
this is fantastic.
Okay, it would have been better if it was Taco Bell stuff, but apparently.
Oh no, this is great.
This is great. Well, now we can pivot.
Will.
El Paso, are you looking to sponsor an up-and-coming podcast?
That's your present.
That actually was the next topic, was that we are doing away with Taco Bell this season.
Yeah, and so when y'all said that earlier, I was like, shit.
What do you mean earlier? This is the first time we've been talking.
That's true.
Ooh, just kidding. Yes, so for you people at home, just so you know, we are changing sponsors, and we are so popular, we're going to be changing sponsors every episode. So Season 2, Episode 1 is being sponsored by none other than the most fabulous online mailing system on the planet, Stamps.com. That's right, STAMPS.com.
Do you need stamps? They fucking have it. Stamps.com.
Hey, guys, I bet Stamps.com knows what the friggin' state codes are called.
Oh, yeah, I looked it up. They're called postal abbreviations.
Oh, there you go.
If you need a postal abbreviation, say, I don't know, what if I need to mail a package to Indiana?
I believe that's ID. I just
Is
had
it
It's IN.
No, that's IA. No,
IA is Iowa.
God, I used to know all this.
Let's see.
I thought you had the list up.
I did just have the list, and then
Yeah.
we got off topic, and I got excited, and I went away.
Because of the
Indiana
tacos?
is IN.
I got it right. Let's do a game show. First one to ring in. Go.
All right, Minnesota.
Amen.
No,
I rang in before
I rang
you.
in first.
He rang in first.
No,
I'm not. I want you to win, but I got to be
we have
honest.
played
Oh,
that.
God, we do have video evidence.
All right, let's do Wyoming.
WY.
What the hell? I
And
rang in first.
okay, Alaska.
AK.
Nope, this is her. Yep, she got that
Yeah,
one.
she definitely rang in first. All right, this is the
All right.
tiebreaker. This is worth 25 points.
25 points for. I'm looking for. A
Wait, you got to
tough
touch the wall so it's more obvious.
one. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. Ready and.
Wait, hands got to start down here.
Oh, my God.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm stressed.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Nebraska.
In E.
Boom.
Yes.
Bonus points, Nevada.
In V.
Yeah. It was a bonus question.
All right.
There's no smack.
Fine.
Are you guys not a little impressed that I've
You
gotten all these
win.
right so
Jimmy,
far?
let's pump the brakes here because it is good, but they basically just picked the first two letters for most of them.
Yeah, Nevada.
For most of them-
NVAD.
Well, because they already did NE, so they just went to the next
Except-
letter, which was V.
I feel like I get extra points for Alaska,
Yeah, that's
guys.
the-
No,
K is-
Alaska's good. Alaska's good. Maine is the same way.
Guys,
Me.
this is season 2.
All right, we gotta
This
stop
is
talking about
season
post
2,
office.
guys.
I'm sorry. Did you
Stuff.
not want to start season 2 with postal code abbreviation game shows? Is that not?
This has been brought to you by Stamps.com.
Stamps.com
All right.
did this.
Moving on to our guest. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, what's up?
Nothing. Great show.
Great job.
Great show.
Great job.
Kelly is actually in town
Yeah.
to go to a premiere tomorrow night of a short film she filmed with a talented cast, talented director, Just My Type, directed by E.G. Findler, 10-minute short about dating in L.A.
And
Kind
all
of.
the things that can come along with that.
Yeah,
And
so-
it gets a little crazy.
You had some wonderful co-stars, I hear.
I hear there was this person that is not a lesser known, Robby D,
Oh, that's me.
played the handsome suave bartender.
Ah.
And let me tell you guys, I love a pun. And Robby was throwing out the puns. So we filmed it at this beautiful winery in Malibu, Rosenthal, which provided
Yep.
this
Another
free-
sponsor. Two sponsors.
this free bottle of beautiful
Get a good shot right here in the close-up cam. This is your close-up
rosé
cam here. Yeah.
wine, Surfrider Valentine Rosé from Rosenthal in Malibu,
Thank you.
provided us this beautiful free bottle of wine for this
And if
podcast.
you people watching notice the bottle is completely empty, and
That's 'cause
this
they're all in
show
our glasses.
this show could get zany later.
zany.
So thank you, Surfrider, for the delicious wine
Can
for
you
the
just throw us a quick wine pun?
show. I don't want to do that anymore. I would have rather.
I got one right now.
Oh my god!
Okay,
Can
go.
I?
Why
Wait,
wine?
can I?
Drink wine.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's more of a
Snooze, you lose, buddy.
I was in the sentence of saying mine.
Well, it didn't
I was
sound
saying-
like it. Both Kelly and I.
I was saying I was gonna have a Merlot key night.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's
Hey.
good.
Certainly is, my friend. Anywho,
wait, the one.
It's family game night. We should play charades.
I just did Syrah though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't use the same
Look,
fucking.
I'm just trying to Riesling with you. That's all.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
But anyway,
believe
hey,
you
Kelly,
were-
honestly, if you drink too
Yeah.
many, you can call it Cabernet.
I was thinking about doing one with Cab. I couldn't think of a good one.
Oh
There,
my
you beat
God.
me.
Snooze, you lose.
You
All
beat
right.
me. There you go.
Have a good show today.
That's my favorite one.
That's yours.
It's-
I can't
it's-
claim that one.
You
So
guys-
cheers.
Why don't you
Thanks
have a Chardonnay?
have a show today. Thanks for having me.
Chardonnay keeps the doctor away.
Okay, that was weird. I went back for the second toast and you totally
Hmm.
denied me.
You Tom Brady.
Is it because F Tom Brady, let's talk about Drew Brees.
Well, no, I just like how Tom Brady never gets high five. Like, those are my favorite videos. Number one quarterback, just all right, cool.
Yeah, all right.
Oh.
Well, he's 40. The other guy's like 20. That's why
No,
they
it's
don't
all good.
get away from us, old
I
man.
guess they don't high five anymore when they're 20. What do they do now?
They dab.
Oh,
That's what
God.
they
Did they do the
doing.
floss?
The floss.
That looks so complicated. I've
It's
never tried
really
to.
so simple.
Have you tried to do
Oh
it?
yeah, I do it. So my little loves that game Fortnite, so he can do all the Fortnite dances, and
What
we do
is
them.
it?
So
I
it
know
all
Fortnite.
It all came from this game Fortnite, and I like the dances the characters do, and they're relatively simple. And so he can do all of them. So like we'll be playing soccer, and he'll score a goal on me. He'll just start doing the floss thing, and then like I'm in the park with this little kid just flossing on me. It's embarrassing.
This is crazy. This is good to know.
It's embarrassing. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and then he wants me to try, and then there's just this awkward 26-year-old. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, what's not embarrassing is Kelly's path to stardom.
Oh, well.
Getting back on track.
With a few embarrassments.
It's so easy to talk to you. We've just been all over the place, but it doesn't feel like it's been that crazy.
Is that a compliment? What?
Honestly,
I
I'm
think
not
so.
sure, Kelly.
Not quite sure.
Kelly, why don't you tell us
Okay.
what happened to make you move from wonderful Baton Rouge, Louisiana, then you went to Elon University to be
did.
a broadcaster.
Yes.
So tell us about
A little
your
bit
change.
about that.
Yeah.
So grew up in Louisiana, grew up in Baton Rouge, LSU country, and where everybody goes to LSU, you go to the games, that's great, that's fun. And I just, even as a kid, I was like, I want to experience, I want to live somewhere else, I want to go somewhere else. And I was always like sort of I don't know, I guess I can call myself a strange kid because it's me, so I can call myself a strange kid. But I went through this really long hat phase when I was little, like from age, I don't know, like 2 to 6, and I always wore a hat. For instance, whatever holiday was near, I wore that corresponding hat. So if it was Christmas, I had a Santa hat on for like all of December, and then bunny ears around Easter, cat ears around Halloween as a kid. And if it wasn't a particular holiday, I either wore an LSU baseball hat or a princess tiara, which is, whatever. And
They're basically the same thing.
Basically. And I just always, my mom said I always was like I always was like something else. I was always like, I'm a dog or I'm a cat or I'm a whatever. And so, I mean, I guess they should have known back then that I had a screw loose or something. But no, I mean, so that kind of transferred into just growing up. I did theater, musicals, plays, singing, all that jazz. And then didn't really think that could be a valid career. I was like, I have to go do something more serious. And I was a really good student. So growing up, grades were important to me, making good grades, studying tests, all the nerdy stuff was really important to me. And so I kind of transferred that into college. And I loved broadcasting. It was great. It was really interesting. But for me, I loved, the thing that I really got from it was learning a lot about behind the scenes, like filming and producing and editing and writing. And so I really learned a lot from that. And Elon is just the greatest program for all that stuff. It's a great school for all that. And anyway, but it just kind of became this thing where I was like, I feel like I keep playing this news anchor role, like every single day. It was the same thing. And like that, the vocal tone or whatever. And I was like, this is cool, this is fun, but like I want to do something a little more. And so then that sort of transferred into more sports broadcasting, which I love sports. I'm wearing a Saints jersey right now.
You don't say.
You don't say. So I love sports. I grew up with 2 brothers, so I've just always been really into sports.
Younger?
What'd you say?
Older, younger?
I'm in the middle. I'm a sandwich, so I'm right in the middle. Oh. But my older brother and I are only 18 months apart. So whenever my dad was teaching him to play sports, he's like, "Come on, Kelly," and my dad will vouch for you, was always better than my older brother. Sorry, Jeff. But he was like, Kelly's got a cannon on her arm. Like I just had a really good arm. And actually, sorry, this is a tangent, but I don't think you know this about me, and I really think you should. I threw javelin in high school and went to state for that.
That's impressive.
That's
and
fucking
I don't
awesome.
even know if it's legal in high school anymore. Like, I mean, like, it was illegal in certain states, of course, not Louisiana. But I met this guy that got shish kebabbed. Like, literally, he was.
That's the technical javelin term.
Like,
shish
actually,
kebab.
like, and he was, and I met him, and he was like kind of infamous in the javelin community in Baton Rouge. And I met him at a meet, and I was like, "Are you the guy?" And he was like, "I'm the guy." And he like lifted up his shirt, and it was this big, gnarly scar. He was like, "It missed all the important organs." And I was like, "Oh my God." And so, because there's a very safe way that you have to like approach the javelin kind of from the side. And he was like, "Yeah, I just got real jaunty and I like tripped and fell." And I was like, "Well, serves you right for not following the."
Wait. So he wasn't like in the field, like texting, and he got shish kebab.
No,
from afar.
this was like he
tripped
was.
and fell
Yeah,
on
he
it?
tripped and like just like that.
I remember seeing the Olympic video. That guy got stuck in the arm out there. I'm like,
I mean,
The ref? Yeah, the
it's
judge.
no joke,
Look at
guys.
that.
It's got like a pointy. There's like a whole technique, and I loved it.
I've seen Revenge of the Nerds. Remember?
I never.
Remember when he built the
yeah.
aerodynamic? What?
You do no, but you do that. There's a whole thing you do with your arm and a whole crow hop step, and then you try to stick it into the ground because that makes it farther than if it lands just flat. They measure it from the handle.
Ooh.
So you want to get it stuck in the ground. But anyway, sorry, that was a tangent about sports.
Yeah, that guy went as a toothpicked hors d'oeuvre that year for Halloween.
Ben Shish Kebab Jones.
Yeah.
Like the awful ones with like
can.
weird cheese and olives, but like have been sitting out at the grocery store like all day.
A little
Yeah.
Frankfurter weenie.
And a Frankfurter. So sports.
How'd you do? Did you win?
I didn't win. I came in fourth, I think.
That's pretty good in the whole state of LA.
Yeah, the LA postal codes. What's up?
Callback joke.
So I love sports, and so I'd started doing that. And the cool thing about Elon, I don't know if this is still the same, but at the time when I was there, which was eons ago, it was like
It was Elon
8 or
ago.
9 years ago. We were one of 2 schools in the country. Oh, that was
You got it?
good.
Yeah.
God, I get that. God, I love
Look at that.
puns.
The light's blinking.
I know, I gotta sit back. My voice gets really loud when I get excited. So, anyway, Elon was one of only 2 schools in the nation that had a contract with ESPN2, and we actually got to create our own content and have our own show that ESPN2 would then broadcast. And Elon's in North Carolina, so it was among North Carolina. So it was really cool because I was the host for a year of that show, and I reported, and then I became an anchor for that, and I loved it, and I loved all of that. But again, it kind of felt like I want to be more creative and like have more stuff to do. And I don't know if that makes sense. Like in a way, I viewed it as this character I was playing. I was like, I'm this reporter, and then and I love interviewing. I love.
I mean, you're telling me news anchors are definitely characters. There's no way that guy gets off and goes, "Honey, what is for dinner tonight?"
I really hope
at
so.
7, hopefully.
My favorite is that reporter's in the South and a bug flies in his face. And he just goes from like, "We're down here," and the "God damn it, man!" He just swings.
He real quick lost that little like, "I'm down here at the."
Yeah. Fuck this fucking town and this bug.
Oh my god! Did y'all see the recent one where the guy? It was one of the recent hurricanes. Gosh, what was that one that just came?
Are you fogging up over there?
I was fogging up.
Your glasses?
Then bringing that humidity from
3
Louisiana.
Three sexy
getting
humans in this tight of a spot.
Hot. I might have to take this jersey off,
No,
but I
you're
won't.
not. You are not. You're talking about the one where the guy was faking the wind blowing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
that
other
was
2 guys were
ridiculous.
just walking casually, not affected by the wind. I was like, dude, commit to your physical state.
No, I mean, it was good. It was
For
believable
the
performance.
first 10 seconds, and then I think in his peripheral vision, he saw the other dudes, and he was like, I'm going to drop this.
My career is over.
Did you see the other one where the woman was like canoeing down the street?
No.
And as they're zooming out, there's people just walking. Like the water only comes up to like shin high, but she's like trying to canoe and kayak. Like here in the flooded streets, it's like yeah, they're flooded, not canoe flooded though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Floods shit or shitty. Floods are shitty.
Flood shit.
Floods are shitty. So Elon, yeah. So that kind of like progressed into Elon again. Great school had this. They were starting this program called Elon in LA, And it was basically a summer, and you went and interned, and it was kind of like you got college course for it. There was like a class, but like it was basically like you just kind of went out there and lived in dorms or apartments. And so one of my professors, Jay McMurdy, he's awesome. Anyway, great mentor, and he just kind of was like, "Look, I think you should really do it." And I'm like, "LA, what?" But then like that kid from back in the day that wore hats, I was like, God, but I miss like acting. And I was like, let's just go to LA, but I'll get an internship and just see what it's like. And so I had 2 internships, one with Inside Edition, which was the broadcast side, and then one with a talent agency. So I was like the phone answer. I was like, da-da-da, this is Kelly. How may I direct your call? And I got to see the inner workings of it, and they were great. It was this boutique agency out here, family run, and they just took a liking to me because they love New Orleans, and I was like, well, I'm from Louisiana.
Who doesn't? Amazing town.
It's the best.
Wait, so how important do you think that is for people who want to be actors in the industry?
I think I saw early on the absolute. I mean, this is going to sound really depressing, but the absolute like crushing, depressing chances of not working. Mm-hmm. And the numbers are against you, nepotism is against you. I mean,
anything
is against you.
The weather hates you, the traffic's against you.
Everything's against you. And so literally
money's definitely against you.
What's money?
Yeah, what?
Rent? That little thing you need to buy stuff.
Zero.
About as much as we make for this show, yeah.
Well, until stamps.com.
Until stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
Located in good old CO, downtown Denver there.
Lifetime supply of stamps are coming in hot, boys.
Guys,
I call George Washington stamps.
They're going to be really impressed with our postal code abbreviations, I think.
This is the fun thing about stamps.com. You can print many different designs.
That's what I'm telling you.
Right on your stamps.
What? So, yeah, because the designs a lot of times suck at the post. I'm like, I don't want the American flags. Give me the freaking like blues artists with like the guitars.
You didn't want the Finches of Western West Virginia?
I would deal with the Finches over. I mean, like, I'm nothing against. No, I want some Finches. I don't know. At least I guess the post office I go to. Well, now that I'm back in New Orleans, we get fun ones, but.
I feel like stamp collectors get all the good ones.
Oh, you
like,
know they do.
All we've got left is waving American flags.
They're like, you want these forever stamps that have love written on them? That'll be I just pictured this like shady guy.
I just zoned out because I've been trying desperately to come up with a state pun. Like I can like. I'm gonna get stamps.com. Why? Because I want to, but I just couldn't come up with anything that's funny.
And Wyoming.
Why
wouldn't? I mean, can't you? No.
See what I mean? It's hard.
See what I mean? You're just better at it.
Yeah, like if I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
If I have to go to the bathroom, I'm gonna TN Tennessee.
Ooh.
That's what I was going, something like that, but I couldn't come up with it.
Hey,
in Maine, thinks you're an idiot.
Are you from Tennessee?
That's not bad, actually.
Are you from Tennessee?
No.
Because you're the only
Tennessee.
Oh, you've used that one before, haven't you? I got that one. I got that. What is that called?
Do you know what Tennessee?
This is the age of Tinder. All pickup lines have been recycled.
Been used?
Yeah.
Oh
wait, what did Tennessee? Tinder. The same thing Arkansas?
That's a good one.
Too bad I'm married. No Tinder for me.
So I got that pickup line when I was like 14 years old at a LSU game. I was like walking around with my.
First off, I'm not surprised whatsoever.
I literally was shocked, like utterly shocked. I was one of my best friends still is Jennifer Jennings, and I were walking around, and we were like really good girls, like didn't get into trouble or anything. Mm-hmm. And these dudes, I'm sure these like drunk dudes from college, which seemed like super old to us at the time, from Tennessee, or I don't know if they were from Tennessee. They were from wherever, but they used that pickup line on us. And I literally just was like, what? Like, I couldn't even, I was like, I'm 14. What are you, like, leave me alone. Anyway, sorry.
Not 10, I'm 14, thanks.
What are you talking about? Terrible. Where were we?
We're in Los Angeles.
Oh, we are now.
You are working for the talent agency, and you're working Inside Edition.
Yeah, and so the owner of the agency at the end of the internship, the end of the summer, kind of pulled me into his office. I think he kind of viewed me as like his little intern protege kind of thing. Like, where are you going after you graduate next year? Blah blah blah.
Did he ask you if you were from Tennessee?
No, he did not. No, he was great. He was. I didn't get that vibe. No.
Okay.
And he just was like, "What are you thinking?" And I'm like, I really think I want to move out here. And he was kind of the first person I told. And I'm really interested in getting back into acting, and I think I want to pursue it again. And he was the first person to be like, "Nope, don't do it. It's awful. It's the worst industry. Run far, far away. Go do broadcasting, blah, blah, blah." And I just was like, okay. And I always have been sort of a people pleaser. I've gotten better about it as I've gotten older to kind of stand up for like what I really want to say. But at the time, I just sort of knew. I was like, F that. I was like, like, you can tell me that, but like, I'm still going to try and do it. And so I went back to school, college, and took a scene study, like acting course. It was called Acting for Non-Majors because they have a very intense theater program in Elon. It's great. But you could only, if you weren't a major, you could take this one class, and just loved it. And so that's when I was like, I really want to move to LA. And this sort of backtracks a little bit, but in my junior year, I studied abroad in Italy for a semester, and I met my roommate in LA back when I was studying abroad.
Nice.
So Mary Hollis, and she and I kept in touch.
She's not coming to the...
She is in.
She's not coming to the premiere tomorrow.
No, she would be though. She's in New York working. But anyway, she and I kept in touch, and she was another one. I was like, I really want to move out, but like I'm so scared. I was scared to tell my friends, my parents, my professors. I was like, I'd been building this thing for years that made sense, and it was this path, and I was diverging from that big time. And she was like, I'm moving out there too. Like, let's do it. And so I just kind of was like, okay, I'm going to look up acting classes, and I'm going to take acting classes, and I'm just going to go. And so I kind of like started trickling down and telling people, like my parents and friends and professors, and everyone was just like, what? What are you thinking? Like, you're like, what? Like, this is so confusing. Like, you've been doing this other thing. We didn't even know you like to act, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I haven't done it since.
And what year was that?
That was 2009. And so I moved here in 2009, like the day after I graduated college. The next morning, my older brother and I, Jeff, drove to LA together. And it was a great experience. It was a weirdly emotional experience because I was like, I'm leaving all this behind. I'm intentionally closing the door on this, and I'm going to this other place that I don't know anybody really except for actually because of that Elon program, other Elon people moved out, but
straight down the 10, huh?
The most boring drive during Texas. What the F?
It's beautiful.
Not through the 10. It's like tumbleweed central.
Well, I think tumbleweeds are beautiful.
Well, there you go. No, it was cool though. It was kind of this. It was one of those moments in your life. You're like, this is a moment in my life. Like, okay. And so I moved out there, took some acting classes, got a job.
So hold on, wait. You get out of the car.
Yeah.
From the second you got here, you get out of the car. Where did you live?
So that was cool because a guy I knew at Elon was going to Pepperdine Law School, and he was like, I got this apartment in Calabasas. Come live with me for free. I have an extra room. And I was like, okay.
Did he ask you if you were from Tennessee?
No, he was from Tennessee, actually.
So maybe he did.
Oh my God, no, he did not. No, we were buds. Like, he had dated some good friends of mine, and we were just always buds. And I would like drive into Hollywood and do acting classes. And
what classes did you take?
Oh my gosh,
Was it taught by anybody famous?
So I did. So I moved, but that was only for a couple weeks until Mary Hollis came out and we found an apartment. I was only there, but yes, I took. Yeah, I don't know. I just bounced around, but like nothing.
Did you take a particular acting class?
Yes,
someone famous
I
taught
did.
It?
Hank Azaria taught.
Who did?
Hank Azaria. Oh my God.
For those of you who don't know, Hank Azaria is about 50 voices on The Simpsons. He does Apu.
Yeah.
He does quite a few of the characters.
He's
does
also
anybody that's Cuban. And in The Birdcage, he's the gay butler, Spartacus de Shoes.
What's
Agador Spartacus, I believe is his name in The Birdcage.
Yeah.
Very funny guy, really good at voices.
What's the movie where he comes up on the beach and he's like, are you for the scuba? Yeah.
Oh, my thousand stripes, Ruben.
Are you for the scuba? So Hank Azaria, he's a great actor.
You know how I knew him?
No.
Like, because, I mean, Simpsons, obviously, but even more than, I didn't really know those movies, but growing up, it was Mystery Men. So any of those younger kids, he was the Blue Raja with the forks.
Oh my God.
Why are you throwing forks? Why not knives? That's it.
I appreciate.
So the hippo takes out the stripes and he paints like the zebra. He said not happy. Just set him happy as the hippo.
You're super good at that.
I love Hank Azaria's work.
I love Hank Azaria.
He's so good.
Do you like Brockmire?
I do.
Oh my God.
I watched that.
So good. He's
good.
so freaking good. So
speaking of announcer, broadcaster.
Oh yeah. So Hank, what was that? What was that segue?
He's a baseball announcer.
Oh yeah. There you go.
6 Degrees of Broadcasting.
There you
He's
go.
Brockmire.
So he would never remember me. I mean, so the thing, he's so busy because he's such a great actor, and it was run by him and Joel Bischoff. And anyway, he kind of ran it was a scene study class, and Hank would just kind of come in when he was in LA and had some time. But it was cool because he actually got to direct me and redirect me for some scenes. But he brought in Blythe Danner one night, which was super cool because he's like, here's my friend Blythe. And I'm like, hey, what's up?
Blythe Danner plays the mom in all the Meet the Focker movies. He's married Robert De Niro's wife. Yeah. She also is in those wonderful osteoporosis commercials. You see her on it. And go ahead, say it.
She is Gwyneth Paltrow's mom in real life.
You just have to remember that some of the people don't know these names.
RL. She's lovely. She's such a great actress. And she got to redirect me for some scenes. And she just really was the first person I really met that was all about freedom and just doing it different and don't worry about what the script says and just do it your own way. And I was like, that's cool. Because I had also been taking improv at UCB, which was amazing. I could talk forever about UCB.
I love UCB.
I love improv.
I'm a graduate. What's up?
What's up? So I didn't graduate though. Aren't you gonna shun me now?
I won't shun you as much as I will just not expect to see you at the alumni mixers.
Oh, great. Okay.
Otherwise known as UCB shows.
I know. I loved it. I would have kept doing it, but I just kind of got into a different class, which we'll talk about, I guess, soon. But UCB was great in that. I was like, oh, so I can sort of just improv, and not necessarily change the dialogue, but just. And I loved improv, just the freedom and that helped me live in the moment because I am an overanalyzer and an anxious person, and I'm constantly. I don't know. I think we all kind of have that in us, but improv helped me. You can't overanalyze. You have to live in the moment and answer and respond, and so that I think helped.
Which is what acting is doing. Just the words are there for you.
That's
already.
it. The words are there. You're listening and responding. And
if
improv.
You're not, you're doing a bad job.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I'm sure y'all have seen it, but when you're watching a film or a show and you just see people's eyes glaze over when they're not talking, and then they light back up when they talk, and I'm like, they're not listening. And so improv taught me to really listen, and I think that's one of the most important lessons I've learned.
Then came a very important day in your life.
Yes, what is that day?
A young Kelly Murtagh decided she was going to enroll in a school that would help bring her acting to the next level. This school, located off Sunset, she agrees, it's there, the Renegade Theater,
Yes.
where she made lasting memories, became a fine actress, and met a lot of people, one of which became very important later on.
Yes.
Can you speak to this?
Thank
That
you.
was James Lipton.
I was going to say, that was
You know what? He
a
actually
really
got
good James
better.
Lipton.
That was
He
good.
got better between the seasons.
I've been working on it.
No, it shows.
You're getting up at 6 a.m. every day. Getting out tapes, just watching tape after tape.
Oh my
Lipton.
God. I love it.
We're only about 17 seasons away from it being passably James Lipton.
Oh my God.
And by then he'll
I
be
thought
dead.
that was really good, and I've always thought it's really good. Look, I've listened to RDLK season 1, Ep.1, so what up?
That's my girl.
Hey, where's Taco Bell?
True.
No, Stamps Taco
F you, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
No,
Taco Bell.
whoa.
No, we love you, Taco
I'm
Bell.
still going to eat Taco Bell, but nobody returned my emails or my calls. And so I say good night to you, sir.
Okay, well, we still love you, Taco Bell. So, Renegade Theater, yes. And funnily enough, I had taken headshots with this photographer, and he was sort of like a free spirit, wild kind of person. And he said, hey, I go to this acting class sometimes. Do you want to come along? And I said, sure. And I kind of was feeling a little weird about it because I was like, he gives me a weird vibe, but like, all right, I'll go. And thank goodness I did, because it was Renegade Theater, and that's where I met my now husband and baby daddy, Robert John Gilchrist. Excellent, phenomenal actor. And so I walked in, and I was, doing my whole, like, I'm anxious, and I'm trying to make friends and bubbly, and let's talk, and blah, blah, blah. And so I was, like, talking to people, and then I was going on a tour. They were giving me a tour of the theater, and the person that was giving me the tour was like, oh yeah, and that's Robert, stage manager, and that's him or whatever. And he just kind of like, instead of stopping to be like, hi, what's your name, blah blah blah, he kind of just like did one of these. He was like, hey, and ran off. And I was like, what?
How about Bobby?
Yeah, so Bobby. And I was like, what? I was like, why? What was that about? I was like, I guess we're not going to be friends, because like he didn't want to talk to me. And
I think you're his only friend now.
Oh, that's you're in
Edit marker. I'll take that out.
You're a group thread. You're in a serious group thread with. It's Robby and Bobby to the end. So met my husband there, and it was great there because we got to do so much work. Chick Venera was the leader teacher, and he kind of melded all the acting techniques, which was great. So it's like whatever works for you, and he just was all about like lightening the F up. Just like do it, don't, which was good. And so anyway, through that, did showcases and plays and got some agents and signed with a manager. And you know how LA is, you're kind of always like bouncing around.
They come watch the show and they see you perform, and they like your performance, and they sign you.
Yeah. And so, but then it got to the point where LA was grinding on us, man. I mean, you're working in the bar till 4 a.m, and you have no creative energy, and then you're not getting auditions. And I just, things were coming up about Louisiana. Oh my gosh, New Orleans, things are filming there. And I was just like, dude, I'm from there. And my parents were like, Kelly, I read in the paper that blah, blah, blah. And I kind of looked at Bobby, hubby, and I said, like, what do you think about moving? Let's go. And I mean, he had never even been there, and he was like, yeah, let's go. We just wanted to cleanse the palate and have some more creative space to just be actors. Yeah. And so we drove across the country.
But before you get to that part, I do have my own story about you like to share.
Oh gosh, what?
That must have been 2012.
2012.
Because I just bought all that camera equipment and still got really interested in directing stuff. And I bought all that nice equipment, and I kind of was learning how to use it. And I remember Bobby texted me. He's like, hey, Kelly has an audition for that show Revolution for a New Orleans agent. Can you film it for her? And I was like, sure. And keep in mind, I had done acting classes, and I had done stuff. I had been in class and this and that, did a lot of comedy stuff. And then I remember you guys came over to tape it, and I set it all up in the living room, and we recorded it. And I remember, like, when you recorded, I remember just being like, whoa, you're really good. Like, even back then, like, I had been in class with people who performed, and no one ever really, like, it was just like people were good, I guess, or whatever. And I'm not saying it was bad. I just mean like people were good. But I remember watching yours and being like, damn, like that was really good. And I'm like running the camera, and I'm like, wow, like that was the first time I'd seen someone perform and be like, whoa, like that's kind of how it's.
Robby D.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember me and Bobby both started laughing because I think you did like 6 takes.
Oh God.
And on the 6th one, Bobby threw the script in the air and goes, done. I was like, yeah, done. Like that was we both looked at each other and were like, done. We don't have to do another one because that was the take. Because we're both just like, wow. Like, I mean, he probably sees it all the time, but I had never really seen a performance like that from somebody in person up to that point. So, so I thought that was really.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Good story. But then you moved to New Orleans.
I moved to New Orleans.
LA was not happening.
Well, it's a grind. As y'all know, you live here. And we moved. And with the intention of like, let's take some space. Let's like, get our bearings. And I immediately just like started working in the service industry at this hotel in New Orleans, the Windsor Court. It's beautiful. It's super fancy. And I just kind of like I just kind of like
Isn't that where like all the celebrities go in there in New Orleans?
Yeah, that's, yeah, they get put up there a lot. And it is so fancy. Like I can only imagine what it would be like for that to be like your life for a few months. Getting room service there and fancy, and actually it's really fun during.
Did you ever see anyone?
Yeah, I saw some peeps.
Who?
Well, a couple stories, but I guess the most starstruck I was when I saw Jessica Lange.
Oh.
And she was filming American Horror Story Coven, and I love her. I've always loved her. I think she's just such a fantastic actress, and she sat at a table and it was like my section and I was like, oh my god. And she was there with her, like, I don't remember, I don't know if y'all watched the season, but whoever the sax man was, he was like this like murderer guy on the show. They were sitting together and I was like, oh my god. And she just was so lovely. And I went over and I was like, hi. And I don't get too starstruck. Like usually I can think of something to say. And I just was absolutely like, "Hi, what can you have? What do you want?" Like, and she just was like so languid, and she was like, "I'll have a Grey Goose martini with a twist, up, like straight up." And I was just like, "Okay." I don't even know if I got the other guy's order. I was like, "Who are you?" Like, I gotta go
Bud
get
Light, got it.
All right. But she was lovely, and one other time. I think it was during Jazz Fest, like all the big musicians stay there. And I don't know if Jimmy Buffett was performing or if he was just staying there. He was great. Like, but I didn't recognize him until someone was like, that's Jimmy Buffett. And I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, he was drinking some super expensive tequila. I think it was like $100-something by the shot. Like straight up, just like, it was 1942 Don Julio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
you know
stuff.
it. You
yes,
fancy.
I don't know it. I've served it many times.
there you go.
And it's ridiculously expensive.
Really?
It's good.
It's good. It's like
tall, skinny brown bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very fancy, very smooth. Tasted it. It's
I had
beautiful.
a customer when I bartended at Sky Bar. I had a customer come in and order.
Well, that's how we know each other because we worked at the dang
That's very true.
Bar of the Sky.
Yeah, we should talk about your last night you worked there.
Oh, let's not.
So there's a customer that came in ordering 1942 Don Julio and making margaritas with it.
Oh my god!
And I wanted to punch him in the face, like, you fucking asshole.
Why?
You don't mix this with stuff. You should drink this with like no ice cube. You can even drink it out of the bottle. It's so.
So you've had a
so
sip
good.
before? Is it it's that stupid good level?
It's that stupid good. And I mean, yeah.
I couldn't believe they're ordering margaritas with it. Like, you must have just fuck you money if you're just ordering. I believe it at Sky Bar it's $55 a shot, and then you make a margarita mix like a $5 upcharge. Will that be okay, sir? Yeah, that's fine, asshole. Just bring the fucking drink.
Okay, so it's 55. I don't know. I feel like 70 is like where I'm thinking.
Well, the places
you know,
are
things
different.
tall tales get. Big fish stories get bigger as they get
I'm gonna think
longer.
It's $200 a shot.
It's
that's the price.
That was the Louis Tray was $250.
It was $2,000 a shot. And Jimmy Buffett
came in,
ordered
47,
and he was like, "Hey, darling, I'll have that 1942 straight up." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So I go to the back and I text my husband Bobby. He was just my boyfriend at the time, I think. But anyway, I texted him and I was like, "Hun, Jimmy Buffett's here," because he had the night off. I was like, "Come to the bar," you know, because he used to come in and get free drinks, whatever, whenever he wanted, because I'm fancy like that, I guess. And I was like, "Jimmy Buffett's here." And he's awesome. And so, you know, I was serving him and I was like making little quips all night. But I'm never like, "Oh, you're Jimmy Buffett." But on the inside, I'm like, "Oh my God, you're Jimmy Buffett." And so anyway, here comes Bobby, hubby, he was at like the front threshold, and I walk over to him and I'm like giving him a hug and I'm talking to him and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm a notorious klutz. And so I rarely look before I move or step. And so I was like, and I was gesticulating with my hands like big time and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, come on, let's go. And I turn without looking and I literally pummel Jimmy Buffett. Like literally. And he is, I'm 5'7" and he's probably not 5'7". He's probably like 5'4".
Really?
He's short.
Yeah, I've heard he's tiny.
He's tiny. And I actually thought I broke him. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, because literally like,
Thought I broke
and he
Jimmy
had
Buffett.
like his cool like silky Hawaiian shirt on. And he was like, and I'm like, you know, like fumbling. And he's like, oh, it's okay, darling. And he's like, it's probably my fault. And he like walks off and I'm like, over Jimmy Buffett. And then like Bobby's just kind of like, oh, Cal. And then like 3 seconds later, Bobby's like, you should have said there's always a woman to blame.
I was thinking of what song I could
damn
sing.
it. I was like, there's always
Wait,
a woman
Mr. Buffett, you forgot your cheeseburger in paradise, sir.
And I was like, why did I say? And I was like, if I would have said that then, he would have taken me on tour. I could have been like at least hitting the triangle in the back, like
How hard is that?
drinking a pina colada. Life would have been a lot different had I come up with that line.
You'd be in Margaritaville right
Yeah,
now.
you sure as shit would
Eating
be.
Drinking Don Julio 1942 margaritas.
Eating a cheeseburger in paradise.
I just had to use that one, but it's good one.
Fine.
I used to listen to all Jimmy Buffett
Oh
songs.
man, I love him.
But let's talk about acting for a second.
Okay.
You get to New Orleans,
Yeah.
get a fresh start,
Yeah.
and it took a little bit, but you got very, very successful there in your last couple of years with the Preacher booking,
Yeah.
Scream TV series. You also started making your own stuff with Bobby. You guys made a bunch of short films: Faith, Seagulls, Love, and She.
Yeah. Oh well,
Or Faith was Findler's, huh?
Yeah.
But you were still in it.
I was in it.
You're in it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You guys, her name was Alice. That was another one.
Yeah.
You guys made a bunch of films, so kind of doing your own stuff. You
Yeah,
think
we
that
did.
helped
We
you
did.
lead to bookings?
I do. I think, you know, so Seagulls is kind of a throwback back to LA because it was a one act that I had written and performed at the Renegade, and then we adapted it into a short film. And then her name was Alice, is our dear best friends from New Orleans, Adam and Tanae Intriago. Adam is a director writer. Tanae is an awesome actress. She actually has a series coming out soon.
Ooh.
Here she's this lead of. So anyway, yeah, we that I think that just got us like ingrained into the community of meeting people and other artists, and also it felt freeing to finally feel like you had the energy and the time to do it. Whereas in LA, you worked at Sky Bar. I mean, when did we get out of there? 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning? No thanks. I'm a morning person. So
But also the thing you don't think about in LA is where. Like just imagine if, when you lived here and you wanted to shoot just something in a house. Who has like a house you can shoot
no
at?
one. And then
That's
also,
the other thing I think. It's like,
you
and
can't
shooting-
just go to the
then-
park.
Then you shoot in your apartment for something, and then you go in your apartment, and then it's like,
Yeah.
it's Tuesday. Dump trucks are going up and down the alley. Homeless people outside screaming. A siren goes by every 5 seconds. It feels like it's like even if you're shooting in your apartment, it's still noisy.
Yeah.
Noisy and small.
I only do black and white mime films for that.
There you go.
And you can
MOS
shoot
is
anywhere
the
the
way.
fuck you want.
MOS is the way to do it.
It really
What
is,
is a
yeah.
podcast? So
MOS means mit-out sound.
it
for
means
the people
no sound, a
recording no
silent.
sound.
Good job with that one.
Mit-out sound.
So did you know, we were just kind of like, because it's one of those things. It was like, whereas here you wanted to, or at least I wanted to be involved and create my own content and whatnot, but I didn't really know a lot of, I mean, I knew people, but like it wasn't as collaborative, I felt, as when I moved to New Orleans. It was like, let's work together. It has a little more of that collaborative community of people actually rooting each other on, where it's a little more cutthroat out here, I would say. And so we did that kind of stuff, and throughout it all, I was working at the Windsor Court Bar, and I finally ended up quitting there and started working at Bar 3, which is like a Pilates yoga kind of studio, and I became an instructor there, and that kind of really helped me sort of change my lifestyle with being a little healthier and just schedule wise. It was like, oh, I'm waking up in the normal hours that things get done, at least for me. And so what that led to is meeting people, meeting agents, casting directors. We did a showcase in New Orleans, met some great casting directors that people thankfully started remembering our names and seeing our faces. And Bobby.
What was the first big thing you booked in New Orleans?
In New Orleans, Scream, television. Well, a couple commercials here and there, but I guess
you did Scream
episodically. Yeah, I got cut out, but what else?
The cutout.
It always happens. It's the worst.
How many people did you tell you're going to be in it?
I
and
did.
They watched it?
Honestly had a feeling on set. I was like, I'm not in this.
Yeah.
I'm not in this show. I'm like, I'm telling my mom, and my dad, like my family, immediate nuclear family, and that was about it. And so that happened a while ago, and then
you got Preacher.
Yeah, I will say Preacher happened after kind of doing some of our own stuff, writing and filming different things, and then Preacher happened after we had our baby, Fallon. Our little girl.
Hashtag Foul the Gal Pal.
Foul the Gal Pal. Hashtag Foul the Gal Pal.
Foul the Gal.
And she's the best. And I don't know if it was an energy shift where I was like, I don't have time to ponder over these auditions anymore and dwell. Or if it just opened up a well inside of me that wasn't there before. But since I've become a mother, it's really, the bookings, thankfully, have been coming in a lot more heavily than before.
That's very interesting.
It's interesting.
For all of you young actors out there, have a baby.
Don't even need to take care of it. Just have it.
Hi, welcome to the Kelly Murtagh School of Acting.
Said,
first things first, go have sex right now.
Yes, unprotected sex.
With me.
Get pregnant.
Hello.
Oh, God.
Not that kind of show. Not that kind of show.
It can be.
I don't know. I don't know. I think for me, it sort of opened up a sense of confidence that wasn't there for me before, where I was like, I
think it makes sense. I think you're just like, look, it doesn't matter what the hell you people decide to do with me. I got to go change diapers and feed a human being.
Yeah.
So
and speaking
pick
of
me, don't pick me, whatever.
I'm like, shit, regardless if I'm hanging out.
Yeah.
There's a possibility I'm going to go home to just a room full of poo. Right? You people do not scare me anymore. My daughter might just take her pants down and crap in the middle of Target.
I love acting and I love the chance when I get to do it, but it was sort of this sense of like, wow, I've spent a lot of time and energy about worrying and frustrating myself about like I'm not good enough and I'm not talented enough and what's wrong with me. And I just became like, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. And so that sort of, Preacher was the first thing I booked after I became a mother. And Fallon was only like 4 or 5 months old. And shout out to Bobby for being the best father ever, because I was breastfeeding. I pumped all this milk. I flew down to New Orleans because we were living in Atlanta at the time, and had to take breaks to pump in my trailer. And I was super supported through it all. And then came this recurring role, and the first was Sean Penn, which was awesome. And still, Fallon was super young, and it's just I could not have done it without support. I mean, I feel like you need. I mean, you can believe in yourself all you want, but then also you kind of have to have like a little bit of a support network too.
Shout out to Bobby.
Shout out to Bobby.
Sounds like a champ.
Hey there, Bob.
Champ.
Hey, Bob.
Hey there, Bob.
Hey, Bobby boy.
Hey, Bob.
Good work there, Bobby boy.
Hey, Bob.
He's a great actor.
So I want to talk about your next credit, which actually aired fairly recently.
Yes, it did.
The Purge.
The Purge.
Purge. Starting at midnight tonight, all crime will become legal.
Weep, 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 weep. It's actually freaking scary when you think about it.
The Purge?
Yeah.
So I totally think something like that could happen. People are like, it will never happen. But I could see it. My biggest critique with The Purge as a whole, and I don't know because I haven't watched them religiously. I've only seen the first one. Why wouldn't somebody just remember? Like, that was the only thing I've never thought was addressed. It's like, hey, man, aren't you the dude who murdered and killed my mom last night? Like, it might have been legal, but I'm not going to be cool with that the next day.
I think that's kind of like.
Haven't you seen the movie, Will?
No.
They're not allowed
Oh, well,
to.
then there you go. I'm just kidding.
Because no movie has loopholes. Like,
No.
in Titanic, just make some freaking room on the door so Jack can get on there with you, Rose.
Oh, my God. Come on now.
It is like a huge door.
It's a big, get another door.
Yeah.
That's the only door in the whole fucking boat.
The times I've now seen, no, the times I've
Not the
now
point.
seen Titanic in my adulthood, I'm like, maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe.
Have you ever watched a movie and it's been different?
No,
Yeah. And
but
then
like
she says-
some part of you is like, maybe they'll survive.
I heard
It
there's
bothers
only-
me that
there's
she's.
one-
No, it bothers me that she says Rose Dawson. Like that's really gonna. I'm Rose Dawson. Oh, that must make you feel better that he's still dead. Great job. Sorry, what were you saying, Will?
No, I was gonna say I think there's only one movie that had different endings, and that was Clue.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Great movie.
See, I love.
That was the
that
only.
movie.
I can't think of anything else that legitimately has like a
God.
couple alternate endings that aren't like jokey. Because
Yeah.
did you hear that Dodgeball when they made Dodgeball, the original ending of Dodgeball was that Les gets him out, and that's it. It just ends.
The studio never let that.
Yeah,
fly.
no, dude, it tested terribly, and so they
what is
redid
it?
it.
The other one
you can
was
see it on the
the-
special features.
The ending of Rambo. He shot himself. He blew his head off. He couldn't handle it when he's in the before.
Dude, that would have been a fucking ending.
No, that's
dude.
how it ended, and then they screened it, and everyone in the theater is like, no. He because then he went in there to talk to him, and he still killed him. What's his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah,
Sergeant, not Murdoch, the other one, the good one.
No, I know who you're talking
good
about. The fucking.
I can't think of his name.
Dude, how long has it been since you've seen the first Rambo?
A lot, not recently. I watched
7,
it.
8
It
years,
no,
at
it comes
least.
out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look that up real quick. But the Rambo, the good
Purge.
one, Troutman.
There you go. You beat me. Look at you.
Troutman went in there and he talked to him and he still blew his head off. The theater was like, no, because they said two reasons. One, because it sent a terrible message to vets that they can't handle it to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So they said they can't do that. And two was we want to make a sequel. So I think the studio actually flipped it. That's why they didn't want it.
Yeah.
But they said first things
Hey.
first is we're sending a bad message to our vets. But the best one,
All about
this is my
sequels.
favorite one. The ending to Shawshank Redemption originally ended with Red on the bus looking out the window saying, I hope if I ever see my friend again. And then it cuts to the beach with them.
Yeah.
The studio made him go back and shoot that ending because he wanted to end it with Red on the bus.
Yeah.
So that's why in Shawshank Redemption, when you're watching it, the camera shows them and then it's far away when they actually hug. The camera's pulling back real slow as they're getting closer together because Frank Darabont was like, oh, here's your ending where they get reunited and we're going to shoot it as far as fucking away possible.
That's
as we
amazing.
can.
We should also probably throw a spoiler warning in for some of these.
1994
If you have
Shawshank.
not
If you haven't
seen
seen
Shawshank
Shawshank.
Yeah, I guess it's
Redemption.
Shawshank and Rambo. Were the,
Yeah.
were the
I also
Stop
technically,
listening
I technically
now.
did ruin Titanic too. But
Yeah.
being that
You know what?
Well-
No, fuck them. You're right. Fuck them.
It is history.
I'll,
Hope
I'll
you like
you know
the
what? We'll edit that
spoilers.
in. We'll edit that in. Sorry,
No,
Kelly.
fuck 'em.
But you got to say your favorite line ever in The Purge.
I did The Purge. So as we said, it is 12 hours of just chaos. You can do whatever you want. It's legal. You can murder people, torture people, whatever you want to do. And so I end up in a cage, and this crazy man is the orchestrator wanting to kill us all for these trivial reasons. And so I would show up on set. I was there for 2 weeks and, would get my sides. And I was sort of like had read the episode at the beginning. And I was like, okay, familiar with like what I thought I had. But it was cool because I would show up and would get like a few more lines here and there. And then this one day I showed up and I read the scene. And my line was, we're all going to die. And I was like-
is that how you said it?
No, that's not how I said it.
How long would it take for you to get into character to say it for us?
I could say it right now.
Okay, do it. And action.
We're all going to die.
Cut. Oh, that was good.
Ooh.
That was good. See what I'm
Chills.
talking about?
Sure.
See what I'm talking about?
Talking about.
If I was filming her at my apartment, I would
stop.
stop and go, she's fucking good.
Yeah, we should have got a
man.
close up of that.
Yeah, you should have.
I would stop
zoomed in.
and say, she's fucking, I'm not good.
Oh,
This
you're
is
so
terrible.
good, Will. I appreciate it. It was the best though because it was funny. It was fun because the writer of the thing of the script and the teleplay was on set, and he was just kind of like, how have we not had anyone say this in this whole season? Because the whole season is about people literally getting killed. He's like, how has no one said we're all going to die? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm really glad that I got to say it. And it was cool. It was really fun. It was super cool because it was more than just like, oh, here's your coffee, sir. It was serious, high stakes.
Yeah, you were great.
High evaluate. Oh, man, thank you.
Me and Claire watched.
You did? Was she scared?
Yes. She does not like these kind of movies or shows. She does not like them.
Is it the violence or is it the fear factor?
Yeah, all that. Everything you just said. She just doesn't like the scary movie genre whatsoever. And I'm not a huge fan of it, but I wanted to see you, of course. So we watched it. Can you maybe tell us real quick a little about the audition process? Because in New Orleans, it's a little different than LA or all over.
Is
like,
it?
You don't quite... Well, I mean, in the sense that you don't quite go to casting offices as much.
It's a little more self-tape oriented, I would say. Even, I mean, in New Orleans, it's a little more live auditions, but I will say Atlanta is a lot of self-tapes. So
because you guys live down the road from casting directors and they still would have you self-tape. You're like, no, I can come in there if you want.
It depends on the project.
Yeah.
But if the casting director, especially in New Orleans, they really like live stuff. But self-tape is really big in the Southeast, and I think it's becoming bigger here. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't know. No one ever calls me in, so.
Oh, stop.
My friends built a self-tape room in their house.
Yeah, we have a self-tape room in our house.
We're putting you on tape tomorrow for something.
Yes, for something
for New Orleans.
Yeah, but it's cool. New Orleans and Atlanta are busy, and it's one of those things we tell our agent, like, hey, we're going out of town. We won't be live to auditions, but we can tape.
But the thing tomorrow is for a callback.
Yes.
We're going to tape and send producers for a callback.
Yes.
Which is crazy to me.
Super exciting.
Don't want to see you.
Well, they do want to see me, but I'm here for
that's our next thing we're going to talk about. Yeah, well, we're talking about the other thing.
But it's all good. That process, the purge, was pretty cool because it was towards the end of the season, and what had ended up happening is I was working for one of the casting directors down there as a reader for this one project. And all of a sudden, this one morning, she got this email and was like, "Oh my God, they changed the script. They have this new role."
Did she do that with their hands?
No, I don't think so. But she goes, "There's this new role, and whatever, Kelly. I'm literally sending you straight to callbacks for this because I guess I had gotten up for a lot of." I guess I'd been on their mind for some things, and which is really cool. And I was like, oh, okay. And so had I not been in New Orleans, it never would have happened. But I went in literally later that afternoon to meet the director and the producer and did this audition for them. And the director gave me a redirect, and I guess he really liked the redirect and what I did, and I got this recurring role, which was awesome. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of those kismet things where it was like I was in the right place at the right time. And I felt like I was prepared, and I'm just glad that I got to do it because it was awesome.
Yeah. And one more thing you got to do was the fantastic short film, Just My Type.
Yes.
Which we shot out here in Los Angeles, in Malibu.
Yes, premiering
tomorrow.
Does time exist in podcast world? Like, what does tomorrow mean?
By the time people hear this,
it will have aired.
We will not.
Yeah, so the big, what is time?
By the time you hear this, people, just go online. It will be somewhere you can just watch it.
That's so true.
Just My Type. It's amazing.
Just My Type.
Just My Type.
Dating in Los Angeles. I don't know if I can give away part of it.
I don't think you can, but
it's the form of dating in Los Angeles. We'll say that.
Yeah, I was so excited to do that because
how much fun was it?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And our good friend E.G. Fendler, writer, director, producer extraordinaire, had written this short film to shoot in L.A. and he had gotten, I guess, some self tapes out here in L.A.
Oh, I helped him with that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
we put the casting together. I was going to let him. We were going to cast here at the studio potentially, after he narrowed it down, and then you stepped in and said, "No, I want to do this."
Well, no, he came to us.
Well, he wanted you to do it.
Oh, okay.
He definitely wanted you to do it.
I was like, I wasn't like, F you, everybody else.
He wanted you to do it, and then I'm not sure. Maybe you can help me, but it sounded like you were kind of not sure yet, so he did the full casting search, and then you basically were like, no, I do want to do it.
I didn't know if he really wanted me to do it. I was like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't know if he's just being nice, but I really wanted to do it. It was one of those, I think, communication breakdown things where it was like, oh, you're not really going to do it, or blah, blah, blah. But got to do it. Got to work with you, Robby D.
I will say the first person he cast, I believe, was me. What's
up? What's up?
He had to, so he could use my resources. No,
yeah.
Just kidding, Greg.
Infinite resources.
Sorry. No, we did 2 night shoots. We shot from 8 p.m. till 6 a.m. 2 days in a row.
The nights were hard.
It's ridiculously difficult. But I have another story I get to brag about you again. I told producer Will a story for you.
Oh my gosh, what?
We shot my stuff first.
Yeah.
And then we shot Hundo stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then we flipped around and shot you last.
Yeah.
And after me and Hundo watched you, we were both like, what the fuck? Why didn't we do her? I want to redo my stuff. I feel like I half-assed it, which I didn't. But it's like after watching you again, I was just like, how is she so good? Because you're just really good.
I want to keep you around in my pocket
you
all
should,
the
because
time.
He was even nicer, like off the air. Like I think
What?
he's being.
You were even nicer off the air?
The way he hyped you up, like I'm ready to see fucking.
Will?
Just my type.
Oh my
up.
God.
See?
Oh well, now I'm nervous.
This isn't a fist. This is that was a visual
He
joke.
beats me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Send help.
About to
Oh
start
my God.
punching on it pretty hard.
That's so nice. Thank you.
No, you were really great though, and like after that, we were both. Well, I don't know, I can't speak for Hundo. I can only speak for myself. But I remember I was 100%. I was kind of like,
But have a good chart today.
yeah, have a
See
shot
ya.
today. How many of those lines did I have? Yeah, I had quite a few of those.
Oh man, it was great. But it's exciting. I love coming back out here. We have such good friends out here like you and others, and Will
Producer
now is a
Will,
new
yeah.
BFF. I will be calling you all day long.
Yo.
But it's so great to come back out. Because especially. It's great. My parents are watching the baby, and it's great to just have some time back out here and reconnect with everybody. And I don't know, it's good. It's good people doing good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So,
we're glad to see you back out. And I'm gonna ask you one more question here. And then
okay.
We're gonna move on to another segment of the show, which you're not gonna like, but
What?
this part you will. Ivy, tell me about Ivy.
Ivy?
So, let me give you a little background real quick. Kelly has written and will star in and has hired a female director, I believe, to shoot her full-length feature called Ivy.
Yes.
It's going to be full-length feature, starring female, being directed by a female, written by a female.
And shot a female DP.
Female DP, female crew.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped to see it. I think it's going to be great, especially with you as the lead. You're fantastic. But tell us a little more about Ivy.
Well, thank you, Robby. That was such a good intro. So Ivy, it's kind of been a long time coming, I guess. It's sort of based on true life. But, as things do when you write, you kind of embellish here and there. But anyway, the log line, I guess, is a female jazz singer in New Orleans starts to lose her voice, where she literally can't sing anymore, and she has to sort of face her demons as to why and what's going on. And so growing up, I struggled with an eating disorder on and off, and I was a very avid singer. I used to do competitive singings and things like that. Concerts, whatever that is. Competitive singings. But it was always this thing that I could fall back on. I was like, I love to sing, and at least I know I can do that. And when I got to college, I tried to go back and take voice lessons again, and I just couldn't sing to the capacity like I used to. I couldn't hit as high of notes and things like that, and the instructor was just like, you need to go to a doctor. Something weird is going on with your voice. Went to an ENT, saw a scope of my vocal cords, and they were all ragged and jagged. And he was like, this is due to severe acid reflux. What's going on? And I was like, I don't know. But on the inside, I was like, well, I've been struggling with an eating disorder forever, it felt like. And so that was the most devastating moment ever in my entire life, because I couldn't, it was something I had self-inflicted, but I also couldn't stop, because it's an addiction. It's something that you have to actually cope with and live with. And so I was like, I've never seen this on film, never really seen this actually taken seriously. It's usually either a treatment film, an afternoon special, or it's a joke. And so I was like, I want to delve deep into the the darkness of it, the mental health aspect of it. And so wrote this film. Kind of, we wove in the whole like singing thing into it, and it's exciting. It's surrealistic. It's sort of takes on this whole like surrealism aspect of like how it actually invades her life. And so it's gonna be cool. We're shooting it in New Orleans, hopefully April, May area. Going through a little bit of a rewrite right now, but I'm excited. I've been literally feel like I've been writing it for years on end. But it's once I finally sort of shared it with others and I took a screenwriting course, like a summer screenwriting course at one of the local universities in New Orleans, Loyola University, and that professor was amazing. Because you had to come with a premise for the movie, and I was like, this is my premise. Oh my God, he's gonna be like, see you later. And he was so supportive and amazing. Mike Miley, the best. And so anyway, it's been this thing that people have been like, I didn't know that's what it was like, or I've never seen that before, or oh my gosh, we have to do this story, and which is cool because I really was just like, no one's ever going to talk to me again. I'm a leper. You know.
I mean, how tough is that for you to share that since there's personal moments?
It's gotten better. It's as I've talked about it more. And this is a sort of tangent, but one of my passions in life is to normalize the conversation a little bit about mental health. I think everyone deals with maybe a tinge of it. Some people more than others. Some people born with it. Some people develop it. And for me, when I was growing up, I just felt like I couldn't speak about it. I was so ashamed. And the way to recovery really is you have to talk about it and deal with it and face it. And sometimes you need people to help you with that. And
comedians make jokes about.
Yeah. Which like I can like handle those. Like I always could, but they might sting a little bit, but it's cathartic to write about it. It's cathartic to be like, no, like, and it's been interesting. Some people that have read it, they're like, nobody would really do that. And I'm like, I've done it. I've eaten a gallon of ice cream in one sitting with my bare hands. Sorry.
I've done that.
I mean, like we all have.
Is that not what people normally do on Fridays?
No, I mean, so now I don't know what this movie sucks.
My doctor is so pissed at me right now.
Oh no. But it's cool. It's cool to feel like people are open to hearing about it. And so I would hope, if anything, it's not going to be a movie for everybody. Obviously, it's not. You're happy-go-lucky. Like, let's just escape for now.
I know. John Woo didn't make all his films for everybody.
Yay.
James Wan didn't make his films for everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
James Cameron does make his films for everybody.
But like, those are great, and then like we gotta have the other stuff too. And so, but it's all a balance, and I'm excited to feel like people are stoked, and so we have couple of producers signed on that like have already made a feature in New Orleans, and this wonderful DP, Natalie Kingston, rock star, amazing artist, and Samantha Aldana is our director, and she's amazing, and I'm just stoked. It's gotten better as we've added more people, which is I love about New Orleans, and I think art in general. I think it's a collaborative process. So when you isolate and think like, oh, I can do this on my own, I think it just kind of suffers.
How long is it? I'm just curious.
Right now, I'm kind of going through like a little rewrite, but right now it's like 85 pages.
I'm excited. No,
Super cool.
It was one of those like, because my dream is to be a writer, you know.
Oh my gosh,
one of those
come
things
on.
where like listening to you, I was like, fuck, that is a good idea. You know, something's gonna be good when you get jealous that you didn't think of it. You know what I mean? Or, like when I watched District 9 for the first time, I was like, that
why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Things and like listening to you, I was like, fuck, no, I can't. There might be one movie where I've seen where they deal with like some eating disorder, but like you said, it's not. I haven't seen a movie where I'm like, oh, dialed in.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So no, that's
cool. Thanks,
Fuck
Will.
Yeah, no, I'm into it.
Thanks.
I'm into it.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very creative interpretation of it. And it feels cool that people are open to it. I felt so ashamed myself that I thought people would sort of treat me that way. It was this projection that I was feeling where I thought, well, nobody's gonna want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. And so when people responded to it, it was really cool. So it will be filming soon in New Orleans. Come on down, and then hopefully we can all go to Sundance together.
Ooh, I was going to ask you what your future plans were for the film.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like
hopefully the festival run.
circuits, yeah.
Let's go to Venice. Why not? We love Italy.
Oh,
I can
I
like.
thought you meant it right over here.
Oh, well, I love Venice Beach too.
Is that where you were in Italy?
No, I was in Perugia, which is kind of like a little town in the middle.
I lived a year in Naples.
What?
Yeah.
Do you speak any Italian?
My dad, I was there when I was in 7th grade because my dad was military. So I lived in Lago Patria.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
The family.
Yeah, like the Lake family.
The Lake family.
Yeah, Lake family.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And we lived next to these lemon farmers, and the people who we like rented the house
Limoncello.
from had been there a year, and they were robbed 3 times in a year.
What?
And when
For their lemons?
No, they didn't know who, but they were like, and those lemon farmers are dicks. And we were like, day one, we baked the lemon farmers like a pie. Like my mom's like a Midwest girl, so we baked a pie, like American foods. We were robbed 0 times because we were nice to the lemon farmers. Be nice to people, and they don't rob you.
Oh my God, be nice to lemon farmers.
Huge distraction.
That's the moral of this show.
But no,
Allora,
but
that's what you say
anything-
in Italy when you're like, it's basically like a and next. You go, allora.
Allora.
I remember when I
Allora.
was there, I bought batteries from a guy, and as I walked out, I go, "Arrivederci," and he just started laughing. I was like, apparently that's what you say to someone if you're like,
It's formal.
if you're amorous with. I thought it was if you're like you're very intimate with them.
No. It's like
Oh, no, you're right. Arrivederci, because arrivederla is more formal. But
Whatever it was, he just goes.
you fucker. I'm
But he
not
wasn't.
your friend.
He wasn't laughing like I was funny. He was laughing at me like, "What a dick snot, dude."
Dick snot.
I don't know what that is. But that's what he laughed at me like. He was like, "Oh, what an idiot." And I was like, "Arrivederci, signora."
Y'all come with me. I'll
Let's swing it back
order.
around.
I'll
do
order.
whatever you need. On
cool.
Abby. Yeah.
Oh, come on up.
Yeah,
come
I'll
on
drive
over.
people
You ever
to and
been to
from.
New Orleans?
I've been I lived in Pensacola for 2 years.
Shut the
I moved
front
around a lot.
door.
I've been all over.
Love Pensacola. I grew up going there.
Yeah, shows. We'll talk.
I will probably have an infant baby by that point, so I'm not sure I can make it.
Okay, she's now considered a toddler. She's almost 15 months old.
We'll talk about it.
Play
'Cause you know
dates.
I'd love to be a part in any way to help
Come
you get
on
that
in.
done. Sounds like a phenomenal project. It sounds fun. It sounds amazing. You're super talented. But I don't know if it's going to help you get through the next segment of our
Oh
show.
my God,
It's a
what
tough one.
is happening?
Get ready for
You
it.
see that seatbelt there?
What?
Give me an-
seatbelt.
Give me an improv seatbelt. Go ahead and fasten your seatbelt.
Wait, does it have a chest strap or just
it's
a lap
your
belt?
improv. It's your space work. Just buckle the seatbelt. Fasten yourself in, and prepare for the most difficult segment of the show.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Method acting. For those of you playing along at home, you know, I will give Kelly a scenario, and she will give her answer as that character in that scenario. Not many people have made it out alive.
Oh my God.
Let's see how you do.
Okay. Whew. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
Just feel it internally.
I'm excited.
Feel
More.
it internally.
Okay.
You shouldn't be.
Oh God.
You should be sweating. You should be stinky. You're going to ruin that Drew Brees jersey.
Oh, never.
Here we go. First question. Drew Brees walks up to you and says, "Are you from Tennessee?" It's not funny.
I say no, but can our kids play together?
Not bad. Not bad. Okay.
It wasn't that great.
Well, don't judge yourself. Let me do the
It's
judging.
always what I do.
I do the judging.
Guy who judges.
Okay.
I said it was bad.
My turn.
I only have one kid, so I don't always have kids.
A sports announcer announces the birth of their first child.
All right, Gail, where are we? Looks like we're 9 centimeters. 9 centimeters, Dale. Dale and Gail. All right, well, it looks like we're getting to that 10 centimeter mark. And 3, 2, 1, scores! Lightning home. Crowd goes wild.
That was the operating room goes wild. Okay, you're definitely giving birth before it checks out.
Seems legit.
You're doing quite well.
I don't know.
Let me get you to the final scenario if you can handle it.
This is stressful.
Wipe your brow. You're starting to build some dew. The TV show The Purge and the director ask you to read your infamous line, "We're all gonna die," as Jimmy Buffett singing a song.
We're all gonna die with lettuce and tomatoes, Heinz 57 and French fried potatoes, and big kosher pickle and a cold draft beer. Well, good God Almighty, which way do I steer for my cheeseburger after the purge?
All right.
Well done.
You did it. We say you handled it very well, Kelly.
That was,
Go ahead, unbuckle that seatbelt. You can
It's not
relax
as easy
now.
as it seems, is it?
No,
Yes.
I thought it would be like.
Your posture has definitely gone to a more relaxed state now that it's over with, and I don't blame you. That's tough.
That was fun, but I was like, I am a goober.
Well, we are too. If you're a goober, we are. Kelly, but I'm going to get you out of here on the same question we ask every one of our guests, and that's, what would Kelly Murtagh now tell Kelly Murtagh leaving Baton Rouge on the 10 with her older brother?
You are enough.
That's it.
That's it.
What if you went,
Maybe.
what does that mean? You said that back to
I
yourself.
would just say, trust yourself. You got this, girl.
And then you said, what are you talking about? I need more information.
All right, Robby D. Jeez, I was trying to be all sappy and sentimental.
It's good.
I know, no, this sounds like my inner voice, though, so it's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. I think I would just lighten the fuck up.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Maybe have a kid at 24.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, that's actually fantastic advice. One more time. What would you say?
You are enough.
You are.
And lighten the F up.
We'll snap out on that one.
Oh.
Fantastic advice from a fantastic person. Kelly, I truly believe you're on your way to stardom. If you guys haven't seen Kelly's work, you'll get a chance. And Just My Type, check out Preacher, check out all these shows. Look for Kelly Murtagh. She's amazing, and I'm sure she has a callback tomorrow, which I'm going to film. So you're probably going to book that so you can see her on that unidentified show, plus the NDA show that we can't talk about. So you're going to see her coming out in a bunch of stuff that we can't tell you what it is, but trust me, it's going to be good. So muchos gracias to our guest, Kelly Murtagh.
Thank you.
First
And-
guest with a gift.
Yeah.
Gotta recommend.
Yeah,
true.
there you go. And don't forget to go to stamps.com for all of your mailing needs.
Stamps.com. Fuck yeah.
Now she's after my job. Thank you, as always, to producer Will. Did a great job note taking. And the video, you can see the side of his head. Don't worry, we have some stuff we're gonna film, so you'll be able to see the front of his face too, because it's
Yeah,
actually pretty
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Solid. I looked a couple times. Pulled a full gym.
And
Yeah, and you block Kelly when you do that, our fabulous guest.
well.
But
who
yeah,
dat?
well, that's not. Yep. she's more
Who dat
important.
say they're gonna beat them Saints?
Not the Rams.
Who dat? Not the
You're in
Rams.
enemy territory
Sorry.
now.
See
In
ya,
any
Super
case-
Bowl. See y'all soon. We're gonna see y'all in the playoffs probably. Well, you're not. Are you a
I'm
Rams
not a
fan?
Rams fan. That's neither here nor there, because
All right.
I'm Robby D. I'm the host, and I did a great job as always. And I do want to thank our wonderful new sponsor for today's episode, Stamps.com. Get out there, get yourself a damn George Washington stamp. First president, he started the damn country, so do him that honor at least. Season 2 is off with a bang. We're super excited to be back. All of us here will be on video with every guest this season on YouTube. Don't forget to check us out at Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. Also on Instagram at RDLK Podcast. And Robby D and at Willis Spaceman on Instagrams as well. We look forward to literally seeing you this season. We have more fantastic guests coming up, but none will be as special as you, my dear.
Let's do this.
Until
Okay,
next
here we
time,
go.
There
thanks
you
for
go.
tuning in, and have a great week.
You too. Robby D and the lesser known.